Honestly, I believe that we're never, ever, 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 ever going to know what really would have happened if Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder were to fight. If I'm being completely honest here, I think that the hopes of even getting a chance at this fight is completely done. I think it's over. The hopes are over. We're not going to ever get this fight. We're never going to find out the arguments. Anthony Joshua fans, Deontay Wilder fans, we're always going to be alluding to what would have happened if these two fought. We will never get the actual answers. I just know for a fact this fight is never going to happen. We've had our chances, but it's done. It's not going to happen. I had a bit more hope for it recently, but no, it's not happening. It's not happening. Deontay Wilder has said that this fight most likely won't happen in 2025, and I just don't think AJ's wanting to go in the direction of Deontay Wilder. I mean, Deontay Wilder's got a fight coming up in June, but if I'm being honest here, Deontay Wilder is literally 40 years old now. I think for Deontay Wilder, it's the Francis Ngannou fight, and then he's done. That is what I think. I can't see room for this Anthony Joshua fight happening. I really don't see it. And it's a shame because we should have got this fight in like 2018. But somehow it's still not happened. Somehow this fight is still not happened. And it's because politics have been involved. And obviously, Joseph Parker, Big Joe, gave Deontay Wilder a big whooping. And the fight was meant to happen in March of last year. But that couldn't happen because Wilder couldn't get his side of the deal over the line due to losing to Parker. But that fight was basically agreed. Turki Al-Sheikh basically had it done. But I think there's been so many missed opportunities, though. And I reckon, no, this fight, Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, should have been the main event of Day of Reckoning. Like, this should have been the main event. They shouldn't have had separate fights. We should have just had this fight and just got it done on December 23rd, 2023. But they wanted to wait till March 8th or something like that of 2024. But no, there was always something that had to go wrong whenever this fight was in talks or going to happen or going to be made. There was always something in the way of why it couldn't happen. And I think I wouldn't use the word ducked, but I think both guys probably I wouldn't even use the word avoided, but just wanted to go another route at a point in their career. I mean, if we're being honest, like Deontay Wilder went down the route of fighting Tyson Fury. That kind of left Anthony Joshua having to go down the route of, defending against his mandatories. He had 4 belts at the time. So Joshua, had a lot of mandatory challenges to fulfill. That's what happened there. Then, obviously, the big fight with Alexander Usyk came about. And, yeah, Usyk running the party on that side of things at a time. Then, obviously, Tyson Fury went on and defeated Deontay Wilder. So we didn't end up finding what would happen between AJ and Wilder. Also, as well, there were times where they were both going different parts of their careers when Deontay Wilder was just, going on and wanting to fight Dominic Breasley. He was going on, he wanted to fight Luis Ortiz, while Anthony Joshua was there, trying to unify against guys like Joseph Parker and, taking the fight with Alexander Povetkin. Good big fights for Anthony Joshua. But yeah, then Deontay Wilder was going his own separate route. There's been so many missed opportunities for this fight to actually happen. But yeah, it's just gone downhill massively, unfortunately. It's just gone downhill massively. We're never going to find out, who's the bigger hitter between the two, who had more of the wrong style for one another. Like, was Deontay Wilder actually even able to compete at the Anthony Joshua level? Was Deontay Wilder overhyped? What's Anthony Joshua's chin really like? What would it have been like if Joshua got hit with the power of Deontay Wilder? would Wilder have been able to, get his style going on Anthony Joshua? Would have Anthony Joshua been a bit too smart for Deontay Wilder? Would have Anthony Joshua been a bit too explosive and confusing and stuff for Deontay Wilder? We're never going to find out these questions. I mean, look, everyone would have rather see them both fight in their prime. But either way, though, I would still want to see this fight. I would still want to see this fight right now if we could. But I don't think either guy has got overly long left in the sport. That is the harsh truth. I don't think either guy has got long left in the sport. And honestly, for Deontay Wilder, it wouldn't surprise me if he loses to Francis Ngannou. And for Anthony Joshua, as much as I don't want him to lose again, it wouldn't surprise me if he goes on and loses another fight. It could be to anyone. I don't know who. But it won't be Deontay Wilder because they're not going to fight. That's the thing. But I feel like right now, though, would be a good time for Joshua and Wilder to go at it. Because they're, either what you need is them both in their prime, which would have been the ideal, or when they're both, basically at the end of their careers. I mean, I have more hope in Anthony Joshua as of now. I mean, Joshua might not even fully be at the end of his career. I mean, you never know. He could come back and beat Daniel Dubois for all we know. He could come back and have some big wins. But for Deontay Wilder, I just know for a fact that the guy shot to bits. But a fight happening between Joshua and Wilder now, after Joshua is coming off a brutal KO loss to Daniel Dubois after getting dropped multiple times in the process. Deontay Wilder coming off, he's got one win in his last 5, Deontay Wilder has, and he's coming off 2 back-to-back losses. It would have been a good time for this to happen, but I just don't see it fitting into either guy's plans. I feel like, as of now, as I said with Deontay Wilder, he's having one more fight, then he's probably going to fight Ngannou, then he's done. For Anthony Joshua, I mean, he's an interesting one. I feel like it's going to be interesting to see who he fights. I don't think it'll be Daniel Dubois. Tyson Fury, bloody God knows what's going on with him right now. There were rumors around his name with Joseph Parker. Could he fight Zhilei Zhang? I feel like AJ's still going to believe in, try and get his way back into the title picture. I feel like for Deontay Wilder, that whole thing of trying to get back into the title picture, trying to become a world champion again, I think it's completely dead in the water for him. For Joshua, I still see him wanting to try, but whether that's successful or not, I don't know. But I still think Joshua's going to want to try and go down that route where he's fighting big names who actually do, push him up those rankings. Because, a fight with Deontay Wilder is a massive fight. Still, it does good pay-per-views. A win over Deontay Wilder, as of now for Joshua, I don't think there's loads for him. I feel like there's better wins that Anthony Joshua can get right now. But who those names could be against, I don't know. He's an interesting guy to match up. But Eddie Hearn will find him an interesting opponent. We know that. But let's wait and see. I just don't see Joshua and Wilder happening. I think the hopes are done completely. If it doesn't happen this year in 2025, it's done. It's not happening in 2026. And from the sounds of things, from what Wilder said, it's not happening in 2025. And from how it's going for Anthony Joshua, apparently he's probably not going to be fighting until September. So he's probably actually only going to fight once this year, which could even be a warm-up opponent. Joshua Wilder's just not going to happen.